Welcome back to another episode of Careful Boys. We have with us the lift gun, Alex Acosta. So, right before you came in, this fool had dropped a bomb on us and told us that he's got some developments happening with his parents.
And to catch you up, okay? Shit. This is fucking crazy. It's so surprising that he just kind of nonchalantly said it too, because we're just like, what the fuck? Okay, so Bart comes from a broken home, all right? So broken.
As you could tell by the
so
the way
fucking
he is.
broken that his mom had to get a restraining order for the dad because he was beating his ass up so hard he got bruised up. She had to take pictures, take him to court.
A restraining order on him or his dad?
His dad. When he was a child.
He was doing wushu on me.
Because he was practicing whatever he learned in Kung Fu after watching a Bruce Lee movie. He was fucking using Bart as a punching bag.
But his mom did try to get a restraining order on Bart because Bart was just biting her all the time. But that's besides the point. Keep going.
So after that, Bart was living under his mom's roof, and then one day, you were being a trouble boy, and you started living with your dad, right? After military school, getting kicked out of too many schools or some shit?
Yeah, then I moved in with my dad because my other cousin was a fob, which means he's a model citizen. He was doing really good at Marquepo, and my dad's, you come live over here, and you can learn from him, and which is an interesting arrangement, because somehow he convinced my cousin to move out of his house to live at our house, like to literally, like when my dad said move in with me to learn from your cousin, he meant it literally. So he had 2 rooms. One was a sleeping room, so I had a bed, my cousin had a bed, and then we had another room, a study room, and it would be 2 desks. So instead of me having my own room where I have my desk and my bed, and then he has his own room where he has a desk and his bed, he literally wanted me to like fucking chaperone his ass, or shadow his ass the whole fucking
You were his apprentice.
Yeah, but he was fucking lame. I wanted to whoop his ass now.
Really? Do you guys still talk?
Not really. I don't think I've talked to him for like 10 years.
So that's
Does he
how
know that you wanted to whip his ass?
Why was he lame?
The one time that he pissed me off, I told him that if he wasn't my cousin, I would have whooped his ass.
How old are you during this?
This is probably when I was like 17 now, 16.
All right, so 17 years old. He's living with his dad, right? During this whole time, mom and dad never fucking talks. Fast forward, I come around and I see this whole thing go down. I meet both of his parents. They never fucking talk. They're in the same room. They talk through Bart, right? He has a wedding. They finally come together, right? I see his mom standing at the beach and mad dogging his dad like he is a disgusting piece of shit. And David could fucking vouch for this because he fucking was laughing, right? Never talked. Fast forward to what we find out, his Bart moved in with them in Vegas, and he's like, how about you and me and your mom get back together? And that was the last thing he fucking told us a month ago, and we're like, whoa. And this morning he goes, they moved in together.
Yeah, so my dad...
What the fuck, right?
So we got my dad a house, but it's still being built. And so it was actually Jill's idea. She was like, why don't you get, because he was gonna wait out like a 2 years or whatever. But you know, like during the housing market was high in LA and it was still low in Vegas.
Yeah.
So she was like, why don't we have him sell this house when it's still worth more and then just move in with us and then buy the house in Vegas when it's still cheap. So it was a really good idea. I'm like, oh, cool. And like everyone was super happy. He moves in, and once he moved in, and I think he liked the comfort of it, only from his side. Because we find him annoying as fuck. And I didn't know this annoying side of him. He's like, hey, you know, after the house gets built, how do you feel if like I just keep living with you guys? And I'm like, nah, that's not cool. I'm like, you
gotta get the fuck out of here.
We had a trial and you failed the job interview.
I was like, you need to get your ass out. And then I guess he started like thinking all sad and shit. And then like, I think what he imagined Vegas to be is completely different. He goes, dude, I go to the hospital and they don't even speak Chinese. I'm like, cause it's America, motherfucker. He goes, but in like the 626, I'd go anywhere. Everyone understands what I'm saying. So I guess it's so much easier for him to get around. Like at the DMV, like there's no translators at the Vegas DMV, so he's just not used to it. I'm like, then move your ass back to fucking Monterey Park then. And yeah, so he was like, oh fuck, but am I gonna live by myself if I move back? My son doesn't want me to live with them. What am I gonna do? So he had this wise idea. He goes, oh, you know what? I'm alone. I know your mom's alone. She's probably hella lonely. Like, what if I go and move in with her? And I'm like, Dad, that's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. Because I was like, in the last 30 years, you guys been divorced? I'm like, how many times has mom texted you? He goes, none. I'm like, that means she don't even care about you. You know? And then he goes, oh, no, you don't know what us people think, like, at our age. I'm like, yeah, she would have told me. You know, I'm like, mom loves to vet and fucking talk shit all day, and I'm her first person to go to because I'm her only child, so I hear everything from her. And I'm like, if she ain't telling me that kind of shit, then it ain't going down. And then he goes, nah, I have to try, whatever. So I'm like, all right, you go try. And I guess lo and behold, he pitched it to her, and then my mom's like, well, if you want to move in, you're not gonna move in as my husband because you fucked that up. So he goes, I'll let you move in as my child's father. So I have another room, you stay in that room, and here is a fucking contract that you gotta follow. We're gonna go to the park and exercise an hour every day. We gotta go fucking listen to these Buddhist sermons and all this shit, right?
She said that to him?
Oh, this whole fucking list of shit.
Willing to do all that.
And then my dad's like, you see how crazy ass of a bitch your mom is? I'm like, I told you that's the person mom is. I'm like, that's why I don't want her to move in either. I'm like, I already know how crazy she is, and you know how, this is the reason why you divorced. But then I think my dad, like, he's just at that age where he just wants company, you know?
So he'll settle.
Yeah, and then he was just like, oh, you think your life's gonna be less busy? I'm like, honestly, I don't think so. Like, once Tiger gets older and older, I'm just gonna be more invested in his life. He has soccer games, basketball games, whatever. I'm just gonna be more and more involved. Like the type of like fantasy that you want to live. I'm like, I think you're just making up in your own mind, you know?
It's so funny.
And it's crazy because like now I don't even talk to him as an adult. It almost seems like I'm talking to a child. Like he'll come to me, he walks all slow and shit. He goes, hey, this is my vision. Imagine like Christmas, right? We're eating dinner and it's me, your mom, like you, Jill, Taika, and we're having this nice Christmas dinner. Isn't that nice? And I'm like, hey Dad, out of the 7 billion people in this world, I'm like, you know how many people have that vision? He goes, how many? I'm like, 1. I'm like, that shit is not gonna fly. And he goes back upstairs.
Did you ever tell him, like, you know, you cultivated this relationship, like you're a fucking asshole?
That's what I told him. I'm like, why you try to pluck fruits you never set, like, fucking planted the seeds for? You know, like, if you wanted this beautiful vision of a family, you need to pave the road for 30 years to get there. You can't just come in and demand shit. And so, like, now, like, it feels bad because, like, every single time I feel like I'm setting my new boundary, I'm like, nah, dude, I'm not gonna have this toxic relationship in my life with both of my parents, and I gotta keep things away so I have my good mental space. But then that toxic term is such a like American concept, because as soon as I set that boundary, the Asian boy inside me, oh, I can't believe it was so disrespectful to my fucking health. I gotta fucking whip myself in the back.
He starts doing
bad Asian boy, man.
Goes back to Kumon.
Yeah. Start fucking
He
going
checks in for a day.
going on my knees and shit. I'm a bad boy, being so bad boy.
It's really crazy to hear you talk like that, like to your parents in general. Like, because I would never imagine Bart would ever be this mean to his dad.
I'm so mean, dude. I'm so fucking mean, and I feel
1
bad.
billion people.
I'm so, dude. My mom will fucking.
Only person out of billions that want that.
Dude, my mom will fucking text, like, she texts me paragraphs, right? Like, of shit, and I just go, too long, won't read.
Damn, that did look long.
Just say shit, I'm like, too long, won't read. It's all okay, alright, yeah, okay. Yeah, like, she'll write, like, cool, watch. She likes to write shit like this. Like, boom, 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 boom. And I just go, I wrote, "Wabutsuda," which is, I don't know. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, dude, I gotta set boundaries. I just feel like as a kid, I got walked over too much, and I never had my own life. That now I have my own life, my own family, and I like the way it's going, then I'm not gonna let shit fuck it up.
I think that's, and you're right too, because like
Messed up.
they can't cultivate this relationship with you and be tyrannical and expect you not to resent that.
But that's
And-
not his mom, right? His mom's not doing that.
They're both like that in different ways. Yeah.
But she's not like trying to tell you how you need to run your life or trying to get into your life, right?
Now she's going, so now I guess my dad's on her, like, they're on fucking team whatever the fuck now. So my mom's like, hey, you gotta take care of your father, man. You only got one father.
Today's video is brought to you by Masterworks. You think Jeff Bezos has an iced out 8 JPEG?
Hell no, that guy's way smarter than that. Plus, NFT are old news. Bezos is all about diversifying now.
Makes sense. The world lost $13 trillion worth of stock in the first half of the year. And let's not even talk about crypto.
That's true. That's why we keep our crypto looking like a college admissions brochure. We got representation from all angles, diversified to the T.
Exactly. That's why Big Daddy Bezos splashed out $70 million for just 2 paintings. No apes involved.
Bezos is into Artemis now?
Yeah, man, he knows that art has the lowest correlation to any asset. He's a great diversifier. He can't go all in on just shit coins.
Maybe that works for Bezos, but I'm just a podcast host.
And that's where Masterworks comes in, baby. This platform buys actual paintings, not NFTs, from names like Picasso and Banksy.
Wow.
And breaks them into shares.
So you're investing in just a piece of the paintings. This way, you're diversifying with art without sacrificing your firstborn son.
To date, over 500,000 users has signed up for Masterworks. But you, JK fam, can skip the line by going to masterworks.art/record. Again, that's masterworks.art/record.
See important regulations and disclosures at masterworks.com/CD.
So they're
basically
complaining together
It's
now?
just your dad, though. It's just your dad that's the variable.
They're forming the Avengers against you, dude.
Both of them. Like so the difference is this. My dad is older now, and he makes stupid decisions, and then the consequences of those decisions, he wants me to bear with him.
Yeah.
Right? Like now he goes, man, I made a big mistake. I should have never sold that house. And I'm like, yeah, because now you got an empty ass house in Vegas that ain't nobody gonna live in too. You know, now I have to rent it out and do all this unnecessary things because he didn't think it through.
Did you tell him not to even move to Vegas?
Originally, I was like, motherfucker, I was
The
like,
one guy he said don't move to Vegas was his dad.
That's how you know I care about you guys. That's how you know I care about you guys. Dude. No, that's how you know I care about you guys. I don't want my parents near me.
I'm conflicted.
I want my friends close. I don't want those fools. Dude, I was trying to get my mom to stay in Taiwan. I'm like, what are you doing back here? Like, it's way better over there. You can walk around and all that.
Mom, China's about to roll through any minute now. Just chill. Just stay there.
So my dad he's in this phase of like, I make stupid decisions, but then instead of accepting the consequences, he wants me to endure them with him. So that's that side of like pressure. My mom is like, what the Confucius say? Like, it's like, so she has her rule
fortune teller
set.
stuff.
Yeah, rule set, fortune teller, that kind of. So it's like, so I gotta follow and like, you only got one father. You're Chinese. Chinese people need to do this. I'm like, motherfucker, if you get 20 German Shepherds, they all behave differently. You know, I'm like, just because they're a German Shepherd don't mean they're going to be German Shepherds.
One opens a gym.
One becomes
I'm
an
like, don't give me that Chinese bullshit, man.
We don't have German Shepherd in the Zodiac here. Do you see German Shepherd?
Chipper.
What if she wants to move her fortune teller in?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. She's tight with all of them. That's the...
Wait, so they're both moving to Vegas or they're coming back here?
No, they're staying here, which is good because it's far away.
Oh wait, did he moved in with her?
Yeah, you know how, so we sold our house, right?
Yeah.
When we moved to the apartment, my dad went to my mom's house. Yeah.
So he was already planning the exit. And the funny thing is, your mom accepted it. She gave him options and said, sure.
And the last day, fucking killed me. So the last day, when we're parting our ways, my dad left in the morning. He goes, one day, I'll see you again. Oh. And I was like, oh, fuck.
I'm being so bad boy.
What the hell, dude?
And he hugged me for the first time, like a real hug. Usually it's a dad hug.
He's like, yeah.
But this time he actually hugged me, and I'm like, oh, fuck, man.
You're fucked up, Bart.
Bad boy.
Big bad boy.
Bart's a good son though, dude.
Yeah, you did a lot of shit.
So you're saying now you just have 2 big old houses in Vegas?
2 big old houses. I live in an apartment right now.
But you're getting your house built.
And then now you have your dad's house?
Yeah, that I gotta like rent it out for him.
It's not even. He just has to do the work and rent it out, and his dad gets the money.
Yeah, so I'm gonna rent it out for
So he's
him.
his property manager.
I'll set up a bank account, and then I'll get direct deposit so my dad could have access to whatever money.
And so when the tenants have shit, they're gonna fucking bother Bart.
Yeah, pretty much.
When I'm like, you shouldn't even have moved in the first place. So it just feels like he's just going and leaving a trail of fuckery that I'm like, oh shit, I gotta fix it.
That's called good boy.
Good boy.
In Asian culture,
You're doing a good job.
in American, it's called toxic relationships.
Oh, you so fucking American now, man.
It's a white boy, man, with the white terms.
Come here, you born here, what, one generation, you learn so much fucking smart shit, boy.
What would James Wang do?
Yeah.
I don't know. I need.
Call the watch.
Have you seen them together?
I haven't yet.
That must be fucking weird, dude.
They're making out, dude.
What if you go there and that extra room is not extra anymore, and they're just in one bed?
Oh shit! A crib?
Whatever they do, I honestly like. I'd be down because I told my parents too. I was like, if you guys are gonna make this move, I don't want to be in the middle. Right? The last thing I want is to be in the middle. So I'm like, I just want both of you guys to be happy. And if that's alone, awesome. If it's together, awesome. I don't care what fucking happens. But if you guys got beef, you guys gotta like handle it yourself. The only time I would step in is just when I was telling my dad. I'm like, mom has a short fuse. She's on menopause now. She got a mustache. Her fucking test levels are fucking high as fuck.
Just pulling 305 and shit.
I was like, yeah, exactly. I saw her pull 315. She's going crazy. So I was like, if she kicks your ass out, which is highly possible, let me know. I'll help you find a place. But just know that that is the direction that it'll probably go into. Yeah, like happily ever after. I was like, in my opinion, I don't think this is what this whole thing was meant to be.
Future.
Yeah. But so far, so good.
You gotta just believe in love again, Bart. You know what I mean?
What a cute story though. They end up back together.
Dude, I hope they get married again.
The cute story is this guy's like happily ever after. I don't fucking see it going that way at all.
I believe in love. Not my parents. If you've been around my parents, dude, their fucking energy is strong.
Dude, your parents'
Both of
relationship
them.
reminds me of my parents. Because when I hear them together, I'm like, dude, you guys have to move on opposite sides of the world, dude.
Get the fuck out.
You guys cannot be near each other. It's like oil and water.
Wait, so is your dad adhering to the contract now?
So far, so good.
Has he been working out every day?
Dude, he's been going to the park, bro. He's been going to
My
the
dad.
Buddhist
So my
temple.
dad has a. You know, my dad is older, so his prostate's enlarged and stuff. And so my mom also made a hard rule, like the bathroom, you can't use mine. You have to use the other one, right? And then my dad's like, dude, but sometimes I have to pee in the middle of the night or whatever. And he goes, no, too bad. Either that or you bring a bucket in your room. Like, these are the rules. And then so my dad told me, he's like, man, fucking that bitch the other day, we went to go work out at the park, and I was about to fucking piss myself. And then, but the bathroom was closed because you know your mom likes to work out at 6 a.m. So I have to go pee on a tree. And I'm like, that's mom life, you know? If you want to be a part of mom life, that's what you have to deal
Peeing on a
with.
tree is pretty fun, dude.
But an old Asian man, imagine just like, nothing to see here.
Sometimes you gotta pee on a tree sometimes, you know what I mean? When you gotta go, you gotta go.
So I'm like, I don't even know.
Nothing.
I still pee on trees.
Having an enlarged prostate makes you pee more.
Yeah, because it pushes against your bladder.
I swear, I'm not a mainlander.
I know. That's what I was thinking. People are like, God, the Chinese are here.
Yeah, it's crazy. So now they're hanging out, and so far so good. He just texts random things like he's like, I haven't watched TV in 2 weeks. 'Cause you know my mom
Haven't watched a parade in 2 weeks.
well, she just has like Buddhist sermons playing on every single speaker TV in the house.
So is that a complaint or is he proud of himself?
I think it's a complaint probably.
You know what's funny though, is you know how they say it's always good to get dogs in pairs because they fucking take care of themselves. Ever since my mom got remarried, barely get a phone call now. So it's amazing.
So now Bart's getting 2 times the text messages of complaints because they're together.
He's middleman.
Well, now my mom, since my mom likes to yap a lot, she's just channeling whatever my dad. So now she texts for her and someone else.
Oh damn. See, I guess it's different because you're an only child. Where before my mom was remarried, it was me and my brother getting it, and then like after she remarried, nothing. It's the best.
Do you guys have any other stories from your parents and their?
Well, my parents are divorced, but they're like
cool. They're homies, so.
Oh, that's boring. They got some cool tips for
Get in there and stir things up, man.
No, yeah, they've always. My mom's remarried, and my dad is my. She's technically my half sister, right? Because she's from my mom, but my stepdad. My actual dad is her godfather.
Oh, damn. So you guys worked that out real good.
Yeah, they're still real cool. Like we were out in Arizona this past weekend, and we were all chilling the whole time. So, yeah,
Sounds like a dream.
it was cool. Yeah, I mean, it was nice. I mean, if they hated each other, we never knew. So they've always made it seem like they were super cool. Yeah.
I think like if we fast forward maybe 5-10 years and my parents are a little bit older and they're not in the feisty old person stage, it might be easier to deal with.
You mean when they're just basically breathe and survive?
That's perfect, yeah.
He's like, oh man, that's
Because my mom's still in that feisty stage where she's down to like argue. Like I could just feel in the text. Like I already ended it, and she goes, and another thing, and another thing, and I'm like, motherfucker. Wow. I'm like, yeah, you still want that?
She got that fight in
She wants to
her.
smoke.
Yeah.
Wants to get in the ring, dude.
Bart's mom got the fire.
How old is your mom?
70 something, 71, something like that.
Oh shit. You said she's still going through menopause?
Well, she went through it already.
She went through it already?
She went through it.
So her test levels are high now.
Still?
Yeah, I was like,
I think even with my parents' good relationship, it would be weird if they were like together though, like living in the same house. For me, I don't know if I could like comprehend that. Or something. Yeah, it'd feel really weird.
Wait, Nick, are your parents together?
Yeah. They're still, legally, they're still together.
Wow.
Got you. What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, yeah.
you didn't ask me.
You said your mom remarried.
I just felt left out, bro.
Your parents are still together, right?
When did your guys' parents like divorce? Like how old were you? All of you guys.
I was 6. Oh, you know what I told my parents too? So my mom was like complimenting. Oh, actually my dad. So my dad was like, oh man, like I really like your and Gio's relationship, how you're raising Taika, and then he passed that along to my mom. You know, so my mom was calling me and she was like, hey, you know what your dad said? That he really enjoyed living with you guys. He really liked your guys, the teamwork that you guys had. And I'm like, oh, you know how I based my relationship? And then she was like, how? I was like, on the opposite of what you and dad did.
Dude, Bart's constantly just dunking on her, dude.
Wait, what? You based your relationship
On the opposite of what my parents did. Fireworks. You guys set the example of exactly what not to do, so I just followed that.
That's fucking funny.
That's dope. Yeah. Doesn't it feel good to say shit like that?
And then afterwards, bad Asian boy, bad boy, bad boy, bad boy.
Bad boy. Well, my mom fucking beats herself up so much that it's not fun to me anymore.
I wish, so if my parents had the phase of like, oh man, like
realization,
I take responsibility for what happened instead of like, oh my son did everything wrong 100%, you know, like no room for error. Then I'm like, if they switched it, I would probably back off. But I never got any of that.
They still think they're the right one?
Yeah. So I was just like,
yeah, that's tough, man. There's no growth with that.
But yes, Nick, my parents are still together. Thank you for asking.
Why'd you answer that like 10 minutes later, dude?
Because everybody cut me off, bitch.
You changed the subject, dude. You like looked around the room. You just want to call me a bitch.